Hey everybody, sorry I've been gone for a few days. Apparently moving to Arizona or like going to Arizona makes you sick, especially when there's a big change in climates. Like, again, I came from Pennsylvania, but there's been a lot of stuff going on the internet. Let me do my job and hope I don't pass out. I'm a few days late on this, y'all, but Drake fans are obsessed with LeBron, bro. Like, it's actually crazy. I got Lil on you. I'm telling you this right now. This is like 90% narrative, 90% parasocialness, and the other 90% is just people being weird. Okay, this post says LeBron dancing even harder now to not like us after Drake dissed Bron and What Did I Miss? Not gonna lie, bro. I feel like he's look, clearly this is a place where there are drinks. I feel like he's just vibing a bit, bro. Like, God forbid a goat catch a vibe. And mind you, this is what everyone in there is doing, bro. He's just a little bit more passionate, bro, because he likes the song. Like, look what they're saying in the comments. They're saying, am I crazy to think he never had close friends growing up? Like, he for sure had acquaintances playing ball, but I mean the type to stay up all night on a sleepover playing video games, talking about Tyra Banks got milk picture. Bro, what? Was he saying LeBron had no gooning buddies? Like, what is wrong with you people? And you understand, there have been clips of him after the whole beef vibing to Drake's song. So I don't understand why Drake fans are like clinging onto this so hard. Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna get to the general logic of what people, oh my gosh, of what people are talking about in a second. But like, just like look how parasocial these things are. Oh my gosh, I thought I paused. Anyways, every now and then Braun do something to let you know he didn't have a father. This Drake situation is one of them. Bro, what are you talking about? Like, niggas bringing, and now as a fellow fatherless man, you're bringing fathers into the, like, what does a father have to do with this? Now, mind you, I know the narrative is being like LeBron like switched up on his friend or whatever, but you telling me if you had a dad, bro, did your dad tell you to not switch up on your friends? Was that like a father exclusive lesson that you learned from him? And mind you, LeBron was cool with Kendrick too. So it's like he's just supposed to pick a side and you're gonna be mad at him because he picked a side allegedly when all he's done was dance to the music. And this person saying Drake biased aside and then proceeding to be very biased towards Drake. LeBron is a complete, I can't even say these, bro, they're calling them obscenities. And they're talking about what's against bro code. Okay, now look, I said I was going to get into it, the concept, okay? They're saying LeBron shouldn't be vibing to this music because it disses Drake or whatever. Allow me to get big on you, okay? Look, if you are in a situation where you have, someone you deem to be a friend, and then your enemy does something, right? Your enemy does something horrible. That's what makes them become your enemy. And then that friend is still engaging with the enemy, which again, engaging, I put in quotes, okay? Because what did LeBron really do? He went to a concert, maybe? Did he go to the pop out? Yeah, he went to the pop out. It's almost as if he plays for the Lakers and lives in Los Angeles. And then there are a few clips of the song playing and he's vibing to it, bro. Like, God forbid someone vibes. Like, what do you think? He went up to the DJ and was like, hey, DJ, play Not Like Us. Now, he could have been. He genuinely could have been, okay? That does not change my answer. But I'm like, do you really think that? He vibed to the song when it was on because it kind of banged a bit. Do I personally consider that to be snaky? No, I don't. I think there's something there, but it's not being a snake. Like, it's not two-faced. Like, nothing's happening behind closed doors that we know of, which again, that's gonna be part of my major point later on. If you decide that you don't want to be friends with that person consuming the content of, or I should say, enjoying the content of your op, okay, perfectly fine. There's no need for them to be in your life. Do I think dissing them is a bit much? I mean, I don't know. I understand Drake's a rapper. It's not like LeBron's going to diss him back. Like, I understand the general idea of the diss. But what's the weirdest thing to me overall is the fans, bro. Because the thing is, mind you, you don't know his relationship with Kendrick. Imagine he was closer to Kendrick and then he was just simply vibing to Drake stuff afterwards. Which, mind you, he did vibe to Drake after the beef. But, like, say, like, he literally only vibed to, like, Drake's disses, not Kendrick's. Would that be him being a snake to Kendrick? Have some of you like literally not have had friends in real life that started beefing and you kind of either, play no side or like you pick a side? Like, I don't know why people on the internet are acting like, oh my gosh, how could LeBron do this? Like, oh my gosh, he broke Drake's little heart. He let him down. Oh no. Again, like, not only do you not know the totality of the situation, but also he literally could have been friends with both of them and simply had to pick. And simply picking a side isn't the worst thing you're gonna do. Like, yes, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type situation with the people themselves involved. But it's like he had to do it regardless. And regardless, there was gonna be a group of people call him a snake. I mean, not gonna lie, not as aggressively as these Drake fans, because a lot of Drake fans are like really sensitive. And the thing is, something like this really makes me upset, okay? Because I remember during the beef, people were giving Drake a very hard time, pretending all of his songs were bad, pretending he never made good music, and I always defended that notion. I was a Heart Part 6 enjoyer of Drake's version. Like, when he made it, I was like, bro, this is a good diss. Everyone was like, no, because everyone was lying to themselves. Everyone was like, I kind of want the beef to be over. Let's get Drake out of here. That's what people were doing. But I was like, yo, like, that's actually a good diss. Like, I feel like Kendrick needs to respond to some of these things in here. I was getting dragged by Drake haters and Kendrick fans. And I was like, bro, like, y'all are being so unfair to Drake and Drake fans right now. And so it's like I was out here putting my arm around Drake fans, supporting them, just for a moment like this, for them to turn on the king. It could be one thing if they're like, oh man, like what, man, LeBron listening to Not Like Us, man. Again, he's not the DJ, he didn't put it on. But if they're just like, oh man, okay, whatever. But being like, you can really see that he didn't have a dad. What is wrong with these people? That's the thing about the internet, bro. Like, I mean, he's LeBron, but like, it's crazy because some people feel so comfortable saying some crazy shit. You imagine somebody saying that to your face. Imagine someone saying that to LeBron's face. They wouldn't. Like, here's the thing. I'll tell you right now, bro. I'm not like a like if someone said that to me, like, oh yeah, like you don't have a dad, so that makes sense. And like they meant it as an insult, I'd be like, damn, bro, like, okay. Like that was rude, but like I'm not gonna like try to fight you over that, right? But it's like even knowing that I wouldn't fight you over that, I feel like you still wouldn't say that to me unless you were like just like really purposefully trying to troll. It's like there are people getting online just genuinely saying, oh yeah, it's because he doesn't have a dad. Like legitimately, what are we talking about? You don't know these people. It's like the same unfairness that Kendrick fans and Drake haters were giving Drake during the beef. Drake fans are now giving to LeBron in a moment like this. Like, what do you mean you could tell he doesn't have a dad? Like, yes, that's hilarious, but like you're saying that about a real human being. Okay, I'm feeling the sickness overtake me. I feel like I'm gonna pass out right now, but I won't. But there's more things I want to include in this video. More Twitter things that can't be like their main, because that was my main point, but like more Twitter things that can't really be included like in like their own video because they're not really like long enough, but just like little like things I've been getting into. If you follow me on Twitter, you've definitely seen it, okay? The whole Cam Newton, Jalen Hurts thing. Look, and here's the thing. I hate that they're making me do this. I like Jalen Hurts. He seems like a cool like quarterback. But now people are comparing him and Cam Newton, which for one, they have no reason to do that, okay? All Cam Newton said was that his team doesn't win games because of him, which is just true. Like it's a very good team. Like he is good, but like the team he has around him is better. You know what I mean? Which again, like power to him. I'm sure he does not care about like not being like the best player on the team because he wants to win, which, you know, good for him. But people are turning around saying that Cam Newton is not as good as Jalen Hurts. And what do? They're like, oh, well, Super Bowls. Shut the fuck up. This is why ring culture is so idiotic. For one, Cam Newton has an MVP, and I'm not the biggest like awarded accolades guy, but he has an MVP. And if we're talking about individual players, an MVP matters more than a fucking championship. And I'm telling you this right now, okay? I was a Panthers fan. I was watching those games. I was watching when they sucked, when they were good, when they sucked again, when they were good. I watched. That was a horrible team. You know how much turnover they had every year? Literally the year after they won the Super Bowl, Josh Norman, who was like, I think like the best corner in the league at that point, left the team. And then like half of their star players got injured the next year, including Cam Newton himself. And you know why Cam Newton got injured so much from that point on in his career? Because he was getting hit so much because his offensive line sucked. You know who has a great offensive line? Jalen Hurts. And who has the better offensive weapons? Cam Newton or Jalen Hurts? Saquon. AJ Brown. It is AJ Brown. Yeah, AJ Brown. Devonta Smith. Like, bro, what? And here's beef I have, okay? What people are doing is they're putting their numbers next to each other and like they're like, oh, well, look, the numbers are similar. You understand being a football player, it's a different team sport in comparison to all sorts of team sports. In all team sports, you depend on your team, right? But in football, you depend on the other players as much as you depend on yourself. Like Saquon, when he was with the Giants, he was good. Like we all knew he was a good running back, but like what was he really accomplishing, right? And you know why? Because his offensive line sucked. But then when he went to the Eagles, again, amazing offensive line, look what he did. And another part of that is there's a competent throwing attack, right? Like there's AJ Brown, like I said, Devonta Smith. There are other people they have to worry about other than Saquon. So again, not only is Saquon depending on the quarterback, obviously, but he's also depending on the offensive line and the receivers. Just like a quarterback is depending on receivers being able to get separation, being able to catch the ball, and a running back being able to keep the defense honest. And obviously an offensive line blocking for them. And something I will just say, bro, people comparing like Super Bowl game to Super Bowl game are literal idiots, bro. Like you can't compare who's the better player when you're going off literally one game. Like even if the stat thing was accurate, you know what I'm saying? But their season stats being similar is not the same because who has more weapons? Who has the better offensive line? Who has the more stable organization? The Eagles won another Super Bowl, like what? It was less than, I don't know how old I am, like less than 20 years for sure, right? With Nick Foles and them. Like that, the Eagles in general know what they're doing, okay? Carolina Panthers, it's literally, Cam Newton getting drafted to the Carolina Panthers is literally like damn near the equivalent of when LeBron was drafted to the Cavs. And the Cavs had no idea what the fuck they were doing in the front office. And the Panthers had no idea what they were doing in the front office. Now, am I saying that Cam Newton is the LeBron of football? Absolutely not. But I'm talking about that's how incompetent the franchise is. Like, notice they haven't done anything since. They have not done anything. Cam Newton was that team. He was obviously the best player on the team, right? At the very least, the best player on offense, okay? Jalen Hurts isn't the best player on his own offense. Some would say he's not even top 3 on his offense. So why are we sitting here being like, oh, you know, so-and-so threw for this much and so-and-so threw for this much, as if there aren't factors that play into that? And again, it's like, I understand a lot of people didn't watch these games. Who was watching the Carolina? Like, yes, like Cam Newton, super cool, like fan favorite, like at certain points. Who's watching Panthers games? They sucked for a lot of the time. Like, a lot of time they were just like an irrelevant team. But not due to Cam Newton has a higher winning percentage than the franchise. But it's like, if you actually watch this game, right? If you watch these games and you watch these teams, you would see, oh my gosh, this is literally all Cam Newton. Oh my gosh, he literally had to put his body on the line for this team because that was the only way they even had a chance at winning games. Like, again, Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback for sure. But do they win games because of Jalen Hurts? Or do they win games because they're a great team, which includes Jalen Hurts? Obviously, it's going to be a team sport 100% of the time, but there are games with the Panthers where you're like, oh yeah, they won that game because Cam Newton was amazing. And it's just obvious, right? Like, I've seen other people have takes where they're just like, oh, like the eye test, you can just tell Cam's better, which is like, yeah, that, but like also just common sense when you look at the statistics. What do you think would have happened to Cam Newton if he was given a great offensive line? 2 very great receivers. Bro had Ted Ginn and Kelvin Benjamin. Ted Ginn and Kelvin Benjamin. And people were like, oh, well, he had Steve Smith. He had old Steve Smith, his rookie years, Steve Smith's last few years. It's like, I just can't let you guys disrespect him, all because he didn't jump on a fumble. Like, that's literally why. And then people are like, oh, well, Jalen Hurts would jump on the fumble. Doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. And people like pointing out like quotes with Cam Newton talking about like individual accomplishments over team accomplishments. Doesn't matter. It's like, you doing that is just proving you don't like his personality. It's not about who's tougher, who's a better leader. It's who's better at football. And the answer is Cam Newton, objectively. Like seriously, objectively, right? Like, the only people saying Jalen Hurts are better either hate Cam Newton, want to be contrarians to the truth, or are literally just Eagles fans. And there are a lot of those. A lot of all 3 of those things on Twitter. So yeah, that got on my nerves. But yeah, I was gonna talk about, bro. Okay. Basically, sinners debate. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it. But basically, someone on Twitter was saying that I forgot her name, the Asian woman in Sinners, spoiler alert, who shouted out, she was like, hey, come on in. They said that she made a good decision. They said that was the second smartest decision in the film. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I was like, that was a horrible idea. Like, you literally, like, for all she knew, she was just getting everyone killed. And then the vampires were just gonna like thrive. When I tell you, people argued with me about that, like, all yesterday morning. Okay, and I can't get into it. I'm gonna make a TikTok about it, but like how could it possibly be a good decision? Okay, I'll just get the basis of what they were saying is they're like, oh, well, you know, what, are you just gonna let the vampires go into town and like kill thousands of people? You think the vampires can't walk in there, kill you, and then go to the town and kill thousands of people? Are we serious? But yeah, anyways, bruh, people making me mad all over social media recently. And also, I feel sick. Like, this is horrible, okay? But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. Hopefully I feel better soon. Oh my gosh, bro. Arizona is getting to me. It's like, I like Arizona. Like, Arizona seems cool. Like, I like the scenery and everything. But like, bro, this sickness. Because again, it's like the air is so dry, so it dehydrates you. Elevation, this is like really low. And I think in Pennsylvania, it's like closer to like mountains and shit. But yeah, anyways, let's hope I feel better soon. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, everything I have to say. I'm so sorry. And I love you. Okay, have a great day, night, evening, morning.